afternoon, IHSA football family. How are you guys doing? Good news. We're about to begin fall season. After 2 years. Well, no, not. Yeah, 2 years. Almost 2 years. Fall 2019. Missed fall 2020 because of COVID. But it's here, people. And this is the preseason questions, comments. Be sure to check out the article on deepdishfootball.com. I'm Coach Big Pete, a.k.a. Peter Limelober. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm also on Snapchat. I'm everywhere. I'm also on TikTok, too. Coach Big Pete, TikTok, Deep Dish Football on TikTok. Please visit deepdishfootball.com. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip via PayPal, link below. Again, charging no subscriptions, none of that BS. I don't do any of that. But if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip or a donation. And if you can't, just please spread the word of Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football. So, we are finally here. I'm filming this Sunday. I'm just excited. I'm really excited. Let's go over a few of the storylines that we got here. I'm not going to go into full detail because I'll go into that this coming week. Just a quick reminder, Deep Dish Football Live is Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Something new on Thursday at 8 p.m. DuPage Run and Shoot, talking DuPage County football with my co-host Patrick Cotto. DuPage Run and Shoot. Follow it on Facebook and on Twitter. And every Saturday it comes back for the sixth season. 6 seasons. The number one webcast show in the state of Illinois. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete on the Coach Big Pete Facebook page. I'll also put it up on YouTube as well. Be sure to check it out. Again, follow Peter Limelober and Coach Big Pete on Deep Dish Football, on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, the whole shebang. And again, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com if you have any questions. coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Had a little bit of a brain fart, not going to lie about that. All right. COVID spring. How much you taking into the fall season? I take about COVID spring, that the spring season results. I talk about a little bit. I do admit I talk about it, but I throw it into the trash. It was crazy. The spring was a crazy time. Coaches trying to find games being canceled not once but twice in a single week for a team. Teams not knowing what team they're going to play in for 4 days into the week. So game planning takes a long time, and they had a short amount of time. It was just crazy. It really was crazy. You had some teams that only had 2 games in their season, 1 game in their season, or 3 games in a season. You're lucky teams even got to play 6 games. It was just a crazy period of time. I went to Quincy, Notre Dame for the first game of the week. It was crazy. So I'm excited. I think there was a lot of pressure on the kids. A lot of mistakes were made, but I think the positive of this COVID season being in the spring, March into April, these kids are locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to play. I think there's going to be less mistakes that were made from the past seasons of the first game of the week. I'm expecting some good, clean football. This is the first week of this season, which is coming this Friday. Second one, and I want to talk about this too. Chicago, some. I love other Chicago journalists. Pat DeSabo, he's hell of a thing. Jeff Vorva, he does a great job. Joe Stevenson up north, he does a wonderful job. But there's just a small group amount of Chicago newspaper writers. They get defensive. They're really defensive. And if you mention anything that's wrong that they post on Twitter, they'll block you. And they don't delete the tweets that have false information. And it's starting to get a little bit aggravating dealing with some of these Chicagoland newspaper journalists. But there's a lot of good people that you should definitely follow. Jeff Vorver is one of them. I'm forgetting his last name. Pat DeSado. All the guys on the Chicago Tribune writing staff that are also in the suburban papers, they're pretty good too as well. But there's just a few newspaper writers. If you mention anything to them, I gotta block you. I can't get into confrontation. No. IC, Montini, Bishop Mack, move. It looks like this is not. I don't think this is set in stone, but IC is going to go to 2A. Montini's going to go to 3A. Bishop Mack is going to go to 2A. And yeah, these reclassifications, I'm sure the IHSA are going to really take care of this and take a look at it. Probably not, but I see there's going to be scary in 2A, no doubt about it. Bishop Mack, that's another scary team. They have a 3-beast running back game in Bishop Mack. I see their defense is solid. They got one of the best secondary coaches in the state with Matt Bowen. Bill Kraft is the head coach of IC. He's a hell of a coach too. Montini's going to 3A. Why are a lot of people scared of Montini in 3A? The thing with Montini is this. They're going to be the most talented team in that 3A conference. No doubt about it. They're just going to have a plethora of talent. But if you can't teach those kids technique, if you can't get them to tackle, wrap up, if they go against those wing T type of offenses, T formation, the whole type of strong rural farming running game, it's going to be a pain in the ass for them. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not giving the championship already to Montini. They're a hell of a team. But they got to play disciplined defense if they're going to play in the 3A playoffs. Rochester's good. I don't think that needs to be said. Derek Leonard's got Hank Betty at quarterback. Kid's a starting athlete. He's going to the University of Illinois. But Rochester's ready to rock. Sacred Heart Griffin's ready to rock. Ken Leonard's got the Sacred Heart Griffins looking good. Athletic linebackers that need to be talked about more. Glenwood Chatham is another team that's very interesting. If they get into the playoffs, they could be a dark horse in the playoffs, and they could just start whipping on teams. Definitely keep an eye out for Glenwood Chatham. Fenwick football should be talked about more, especially with Caden Cobb. Those great group of wide receivers, Ian Pugh, Max Reese. Underrated defense. Keep an eye out for Fenwick. Jimmy Liston, he is a hell of an offensive lineman for Fenwick, one of the best in the state of Illinois, if not in the Midwest. Keep an eye out for Fenwick. Morgan Park, Chris James, Morgan Park. You got Troy McAllister leaving for Sandburg High School. Morgan Park's looking like that new big dog in the CPS. Morgan Park has got a great group of talented players from Tyson Griffin to Donovan. I'm forgetting, there's 2 other players too. They got an incoming freshman that's supposed to be an absolute stud in the state of Illinois. Morgan Park is looking like the big dogs in Chicago. And Simeon's another team that you got to keep an eye out for. Also, keep a very close eye on Taft High School, too, in Chicago. Keep a very close eye out for Taft High School as well. Nazareth. Why were people sleeping on Nazareth now? Yeah, J.J. McCarthy's not there, but they had a quarterback that got introduced to the game in the spring. He's going to be an absolute stud this fall. Don't sleep on Nazareth Academy. Nazareth can get back to the state title game. And if I'm not mistaken, Tim Rackey's still the head coach. And he's a hell of a defensive coach. Keep an eye out for Nazareth. St. Rita, again, big dogs. Caleb Brown, running back, athlete. Offensive line is just a smash mouth offensive line. They're just going to kick your ass in no matter what. St. Rita, again, looks good again this season. Marist, another great team. Dontrell Jackson's back with them. They have a great group of small, athletic wide receivers that can stretch the field and kill you. Keep an eye out for Marist. Brother Rice, this is going to be huge. I'll get a little bit into it. Coach Backey's last year with Brother Rice. Brother Rice is another team. They want to put their coach on top before they leave. Coach Backey retires. Coach Ziani retires from Bishop Mack after the 2021 fall campaign. And it's sad. It is sad. Coach Backey, hell of a leader with his boys. So is Coach Ziani. Coach Ziani, a legend in the Kankakee, Bradley, Bourbon area. Both will be missed after the season. Both made boys into men. They helped them, and they deserve a hats off, especially Coach Ziani. He's a legend. He is a true legend and deserves all the respect in the world. NUIC, some NUIC teams leave for 8-man football. I think that was a little bit of a shocker too. But again, low participation, smaller teams. It's going to happen more in the state of Illinois, especially central and southern Illinois. They're going to have more teams join the 8-man football. Especially seeing a lot of small schools around Chicago. It's going to happen as well. It's just part of the times, and you have myths myths of football being spread by delusional parents, moms, and some dads that football shouldn't be played and all that whole shebang, and they get scared, and you get lower participation level, and it's all CTE talk and all that other stuff. And like I said, if you are willing to put your son and have him drive with a friend in a car, there's actually more of a larger fatality rate than there is when you put him on a football field with a helmet and pads. So, not fatality. I I completely juggled that statement. Chance of being injured. I should not have said fatality. That was very stupid of me. I apologize for that. But a big chance of being injured. More if you have a friend driving in with a car with a bunch of other friends than a football player. It's the stand. I forget the doctor's name. She wrote an article. I posted it everywhere. But it is what it is. It's the times of football. Transfer portal. Well, we hit a lot of key big transfers. Teams transferred to other teams, and players coming back from out of state, and the whole shebang. I'm sure that the IHSA, they're going to take a very good look at this. I know Naperville Central, they got caught in a few things, some missing papers and that. I'm sure that the IHSA is definitely going to take a bigger look at this in the upcoming season, especially some of those private schools and those public schools and everybody. And there's only a small amount of coaches that would ever take a transfer. Come on, let's be truthful. It's going to keep on happening. You can't really do that much about it. Do you lay down the law? Yes. Did Naperville Central get in trouble because they got caught with their pants down? Yeah. Do a lot of schools do that crap? Yes, they do. And does IHSA have the expenditures and the money to deal with this crap right now? No, they don't. And more of this is going to happen. And again, all you need is a mailbox, and you got a location for a recruit or a player to go to a different school. So, and you got that. It's just become a joke right now. It's basically like the NCAA. We have a high school transfer portal. I don't get along with my coach, so I'm going to leave. And I'm going to go to a different team. Or they started a player in front of me, and I'm afraid of the challenge that I have to go against another quarterback, so I'm going to transfer to a different school. And the majority of the time, there's only a small minority that transfers have worked. The majority of the time that transfers have happened, they have not worked for a recruit. And that's the honest truth. And no one really talks about that. So, and you have some schools that are using these kids as meat, basically, like a butcher's block, just cutting meat. Basically, oh, he'll be a star, and they don't give a crap about the kid's education, which absolutely sucks. But that's just me going on a rant. I'll go on. That's a much bigger rant that I can go on to, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. Yada yada yada. IHSA will say they'll spend money, and they'll do investigations and all that other stuff, and like nothing will happen. And more transfers will happen, and more kids' futures will be absolutely mad be angry because parents want to move their kids because they think their kid's a Division I recruit when he's actually a Division III recruit, and the kid just plain is a Division III recruit, and the parent puts so much pressure on the kid, and the kid crumbles under pressure. But we won't talk about that. We'll go into that later. It sucks. Simple as that. That's all I'm going to say. So we go east. Good team, Coach LeBlanc. They got the transfer from Montini. Again, no link to what I just talked about before. But he's going to be good. Oswego East is going to be a good team. Troy McAllister takes over for Sandberg, which I believe is one of the best hires, one of the top 3 hires in the state of Illinois. I'm going to get to the next one, which I think is the best. Troy McAllister going to Sandberg. How long is it going to take for him to turn over Sandberg's fortunes? Because Sandberg is going to become a powerhouse with Troy McAllister as the new head coach, former coach of Phillips. Warrenville South. We had one of the best hires in Sean Norris, former assistant coach of Warrenville South. Ron Muhich has retired. Sean Norris is probably one of the best hires for Warrenville South. He brings a young energy to Wheaton Warrenville South. He brings a new style of coaching to Wheaton Warrenville South. Probably is most likely the same style, but Wheaton Warrenville South is a team on a mission, and wouldn't be surprised within a couple of years that they win a state title. Next, Batavia and St. Charles North, as we keep in the Duquesne Conference. Batavia, St. Charles North, to me, there's still questions this year. Next year, they're going to be scary. St. Charles North has got a hell of a great group of kids. Ethan Plum coming in, class of 2025. Definitely could keep an eye out for. Batavia, Genesee, just a great group of players. And Batavia always produces players. Batavia's got another strong incoming class, 2024-2023, just as St. Charles North. Edwardsville, we got to talk about this team. Hutchins at quarterback. Apenza, the youngest Apenza, Iowa Apenza. He's already got 3 Division I offers. He's coming into Edwardsville as a freshman, class of 2025. He's definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. East St. Louis. East St. Louis is looking strong again this year, ladies and gentlemen. East St. Louis looks great. Great offensive line. Miles McAvey, probably one of the best offensive linemen in the country. Patterson, another great offensive line. They have a freshman quarterback who's going to be a sophomore, Battle. He's going to be a star quarterback for them. Luther Burden, just decommitted from the University of Oklahoma. They are a mass full of talent this season. East St. Louis looks like big dogs again this year, and they're ready to kick ass. Wilmington 3A, that's a team that if I were Montini, I'd be scared of. Wilmington looks scary as well. They got Ellen Richards, who's definitely a kid you need to keep out for. Byron, watch out for them. I think they're going to have a little bit of a surprise season. Don't overlook them. Lena Winslow. Lena Winslow looks like one of those top dog teams again. They have a hell of a quarterback that's coming back for his senior season, if I'm not mistaken. They look to basically rattle the NYC along with Forreston. Aquin Catholic is gone now. They have joined the 8-man conference. Reed Custer, one of my surprise teams in that Illinois Central 8 hours. I'm with Lyle, Wilmington, all them. Keep an eye out for Reed Custer. I really like what I saw from his 7-on-7 in their huddles. Merrill Forsyth, I saw him 7-on-7 at Merrill Forsyth. Coach Josh Joseph has got this team rolling. They're going to be another team. Their defense looks great. Merrill Forsyth, don't sleep on them. Williamsville's another team to be interested in as well. I really like Williamsville's going to be putting on their on the field. Jacksonville, keep an eye out for Jacksonville. Elijah Owens, Mark Rounds, they can cause a lot of chaos in that conference. Springfield High School, Coach Gully, Rashad Rochelle, do not forget that name. He's a star. He's been offered by a bunch of schools. He's going to get more offers. He's a quarterback. He's an athlete. He can do it all. He's a jack of all trades. He is going to kill it this season. Him and Elijah Owens, both those quarterbacks, can get some upsets under their belt. Definitely, no doubt about it. Gibson City looks good. Forgetting the kid's name, Landry. He's an athlete. He's going to be a beast for Gibson City. Benton, keep an eye out for Benton. They could be a sleeper team with Keegan Glover at quarterback. Do not forget the name. Keegan Glover is a star quarterback. Whoever college gets him, is getting a star. Rockridge, Brandon Deem, another kid to keep an eye out for as well. And his brother is also playing a wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken, for Rockridge. Do not sleep on Rockridge. Hull High School is another one. Mac, I'm forgetting his last name. He's a star athlete for Hull High School. Glenbard West looks great again this year. Still some questions. Maine South looks like a beast. Loyola Academy looks like a complete beast. Good young offensive line. Jake Sterning, a quarterback. Keep an eye out for him. He will be one of the top quarterbacks in the state for the class of 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Glenbard South. Coach Chrissy has got that team believing. Good, hell of a group of players. Cam Williams, Michael Champagne, Murphy at defensive line. Good, solid group of linebackers. They're another interesting team. Wheaton St. Francis. Oh, my God. Wheaton St. Francis. Oh, that's a team. Wow. Wheaton St. Francis. That's a big boy team. It questions at quarterback, but Alicio, the freshman quarterback, he'll be a future quarterback to watch, one top in the state of Illinois. Definitely a kid to watch out as well. Barrington is another team. Hersey High School, another interesting team as well. Lake Zurich could be a sleeper team as well. Keep an eye out for Lake Zurich. Warren Township, Coach McNulty, his defense is just going to just keep smacking people in front of the face. Warren Township's defense is unbelievable. They're going to be special. Jalen Duffy, Marist Edwards at running back, the quarterback from Carmel. He's going to be good too. He just got a few offers as well. East St. Charles, sort of a sleeper team, had a tough season in the spring, but they could return very strong. Cuyahoga is going to be another team to keep an eye out for as well. O'Fallon High School, watch out for O'Fallon High School. Michaels is back as a quarterback. His little brother is the quarterback of O'Fallon High School. Do not sleep on this O'Fallon team. Definitely a team to watch out for as well. I'm just trying to think. Moline looks great. They got a star quarterback and athlete. People sleeping on Galesburg for some reason. I don't know why people are sleeping on Galesburg. Galesburg scares the living hell out of me. They're definitely a team to check out. I don't know why people are sleeping on Galesburg. Sycamore looks good as well. Morris looks good. Plano is going to be a huge sleeper in that conference. Lyle looks good with Parpet. Matea Valley could be an interesting sleeper as well. Parpet's got that team believing in themselves. Johnston is a hell of a player for them. Definitely a team check out. Wheaton North. Oh, Wheaton North looks good. Ross Donsdale. Mark Ferracci at quarterback. Good solid offensive line. Good solid defensive line. Good group of wide receivers as well. Wheaton North looks ready to play some football. Neuqua Valley looks like a complete beast team. Naperville Central, even though they had some trouble, they still look good too. Wabansie Valley, another sleeper team as well with Torres back at running back for them. Definitely an interesting team. Libertyville, definitely another sleeper as well. I like Libertyville, definitely interesting. But it's going to be an interesting season. But definitely looking forward to talking. I'm going to be talking more about the teams on Wednesday for Deep Dish Football Live, which is 8 p.m. on the Facebook page of Deep Dish Football. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete every Saturday at 9 a.m. Be sure you check it out. Talking teams of the week, coaches of the week. And if you guys have any stats or any videos that, make sure, remember, every Friday after the game or Saturday morning, send them to me via Twitter, email, coachbigpetefp@gmail.com if you have any questions. And remember, a new show, Due Page Run and Shoot, every Thursday at 8 p.m. with my co-host Patrick Cotto of NCTV as we go through DuPage County area football as well. Deep Dish Football Live on Wednesday. I'll be talking about the whole state. DuPage County Thursday. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete Saturday at 9 a.m. every Saturday of the week. My first game of the week is Plainfield East versus Plainfield North. It should be a great game. And if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip via PayPal below. Follow me on Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to get killed if I don't forget to mention Oswego looks great. They got a star wide receiver. Minooka, that's another school. Minooka's a big boy team. Minooka will lay the living hit on you. Minooka could be a team. Bradley Benet, that could be a sleeper team. I got to stop mentioning teams. I'll talk about it on Wednesday in the whole shebang. But I thought I'd do a little team preview on that. Thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure you follow me on all the things. And if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip/donation. Thank you guys. Let's get ready for some IHSA football. And I will see you at Plainfield North High School on Friday.